Hi everyone, this is Mama Leanne, and nice to be here with you guys. So, I've started actually this new routine derived from a yoga class from Nevine, Michigan, from the Yoga Healer Challenge that happened throughout the holidays, and it's actually coming to an end now. But I really, really like this routine. I guess I've been a yoga teacher for over 12 years now. And I've always kind of depended on my yoga practice to help me with any limitations, physical limitations in my body. And I find this routine, which takes about 15-20 minutes for myself, to be really complete. And the routine might, vary between 20 to 10 minutes, depending on how many repetitions you do. So what I'm going to walk you through is through what I do, and the benefits that I find from doing this routine is that it's not that time consuming, which is great because I'm a mother of 3 kids, so the most effective routine I can get, damn yeah, I'll take it. I feel like I have like less cracking or popping in my articulations, my joints. I find that I am standing up a lot straighter, my posture is a lot better, and also I find that I feel longer, right? I feel taller even without putting like too much effort into it. I also find that I look forward to doing it. I can't wait to kind of get on my mat or even a blanket. It's not necessary to have a yoga mat to actually do this routine. So, without further ado, and one thing is that I would suggest if you have long hair, because we do kind of quick breath work to do this. I find having long hair, if I put it in a ponytail or even like put it into a knot or a little ball, I find that it eventually does itself and that my hair already flips forward and back and it can hit me in the eyes, and I really don't like that. So I usually tie my hair out to the side and I alternate from day to day back and forth. So like tomorrow I'll tie it over onto the other side, my hair. So without further ado, let's go on to all fours. So wrists underneath the shoulders, fingertips pointing forward, knees right underneath the hips, rolling the toes under. So what we'll do, something to say about the arch of the back and the rounding here. Usually we exhale as we come here, but actually we're going to be inhaling and exhaling. So inhaling in, exhaling out. That's one. Okay? So you could go at your own speed. There's no rush to do it quick, but eventually we want to do it quick. That's specifically to release any tensions in the body, release any mucus also in the respiratory system that might be present, and that'll help actually tonify the tissues in the body as well as we exhale. Okay? And tonify, strengthen the tissues as well. All right, so coming here onto all fours. So as we inhale here, exhale. So inhale. So we do 20 there. And from here on all fours, I actually do little circles here with the hips, just the hips. So just doing 20 circles. And then changing directions. All right, just doing it into the hips. And then from so, what we're going to do is actually flip the hands over. So the fingertips are facing forward. So now we're going to actually turn the hands out to the side, or if you're flexible enough, even turning the hands completely back, right? Took me some time to get there, right? But like anything, if we put practice and effort into it, we'll get it. So I'm turning my hands completely, my fingertips are pointing towards my knees. And you might actually start. I have one girlfriend, she could just point her two thumbs, right, forward and parallel to each other and shoulder width apart. So just see where you're at and see where kind of like on the dial you kind of fit in, right? You don't want it to hurt. We don't want it to ever hurt. All right, so going like so. So inhale here, exhale. So 20 repetitions. And then from here, once again, doing 10 circles in either direction. And I'm just doing circles, really doing fine circles. And at the beginning, you might be doing some circles and it might be stopping at some places. And that's fine too. Eventually, you'll be able to do full circles, right? But you gotta do it this every day. Okay. And from here, what I like doing is walking the hands back, but rolling the toes under, just giving a little stretch to the toes. And you might not be able to bring your butt onto the heels, and that's not necessarily a big deal. You could just be here, or you might as well, you can be here as well. So either way, right? So hips onto the heels. What I like doing is just kind of shaking the hands out, even like extending arms up, back down to the sides, okay? And then bringing the top of the feet now onto the floor, walking the hands back. So my fingertips are actually pointing forward now. So I'm putting my hands back like so, lifting the hips up, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back and down towards the lower back. All right, and then from here, coming onto all fours again. But this time I'm just gonna turn over this way. This time around, what we're gonna do is actually take the right knee and bring it over onto the outside edge of the left knee, like so, right? So both feet together like so. And this took me some while to get my feet kind of like together like so. You can't really see them. So even if your feet are like so, that's not necessarily a big deal. This is where I actually started, okay? So we're gonna do the same inhaling and exhaling as we did, placing your hands like so on all fours. Inhale here and exhale. So 20 reps. Inhale. And 20. And once again, doing 10 circles with the hips. Right? Trying to draw circles. Let's just say with the tailbone here. And then doing circles in the other direction. Okay. And then from here, turning the hands over. Once again, doing 20. Okay. And you might want to be doing like 30. You might want to do 15, or you might be, super advanced and want to do maybe even 50 of these reps, okay? Just do wherever you're at. And then talking about the speed, you might just want to inhale, exhale. You might just want to do 20 of those, right? Just really listen to where you're at and go from there. Exhale here. Inhale. And 20. And then from here, walking the feet back, right? So coming onto my fingertips, walking my feet back here towards the feet, bringing the hips in. this might be tough and this might be tough too, right? So either having your hands here on the floor, maybe having like a little yogi block, or maybe even a chair, right? A chair might be a good idea too. But either way, wherever you're at, just make yourself that you're comfortable. Like I said, using a block, maybe even a stool or something, okay? So it took me a while to get where I'm at here, but I really enjoyed adding this part in. So now my legs are fully crossed, as you can see, right? And from here, now I bring, so my right leg's over the left. So I would bring my left arm on top of the right. And what I like doing is bringing the hands up towards the sky and then folding the arms just forward, like so. Just staying here for a few breaths. And I'm putting the fingertips up towards the sky and just doing some circle. And I understand that this might be a little bit more advanced for some, but I know that some of you are there as well. And like I said, just like doing some little circles here. And the circles with my elbows, specifically my right and left one. Okay, and release. And then we're going to go on to the other side. So from here, I'm going to bring the knees side by side on all fours, so they're glued together. Taking the left knee this time and then wrapping it over to the right. Right, once again, feet might be apart or together. Your choice, depending on where you're at. All right, so 20 reps, fingertips pointing forward. Inhale here, and fully exhaling. Inhale. All right, and then doing 10 circles with the hips. One direction, 4, 8, 9, and 10. And then doing full circles with the tailbone. Doing it 10 times once again. All right. And then from here, flipping the hands, right? Placing the hands wherever you feel it might be best. All right, so once again, 20 reps here. Exhale. Inhale. And then walking the hands back. Right. The feet, yes, they can be apart or together. And just sitting back onto the heels. Kind of like shaking the hands out sometimes, maybe one at a time. Using one hand to balance out. And like I said, if you're not here, remember, use one of the yogi blocks or a chair or a stool. Okay. And also sitting like so, wherever you're at. I like bringing the outside edge of my left hip back and the outside edge of my right hip forward. So there's just like dynamicism in my hips to square it off forward. And if you can balance out here, bringing the right arm above the left, so we're twisting them together here. Lifting the elbows up and folding the arms forward. Just for a couple breaths here, and then pointing the fingertips up and just doing some light little circles here. I feel like this allows me to get a little bit deeper into my shoulder joints. Once again, if you can, doing 10 circles either way. If not, you might want to just do like 4 or 5, depending if you can balance out into the feet here, into the hips. All right, and then releasing. From here, maybe stretching one leg out and then the other. And you might not need to either. And the next stretch that I really like doing after this is actually just doing like a forward fold. So just folding forward, hip width distance apart. And if your hips are really tight, you might even want to go as wide as your hips, depending on where you're at. But either way, inhaling halfway. And try lifting the lower abdomen up and in. Lower ribs in as well, so we're really engaging our core. And then exhaling, releasing down, grabbing onto the elbows. So another around 7 breaths here. Really using that advantage of the exhaling to release, let go. Giving length in the back of the legs, to the back of the neck as well, and the entire back body. Now completely bend your knees, right? And I forgot to say that may be something for depending on where you're at, if you can have the legs straight or not. When you're doing Uttanasana, you might want to a full forward fold. You might want to bend your knees completely, like so, just to allow your lower belly to rest on the top of your thighs, wherever you're at. Right. So from here, we're going to actually bend the knees pretty generously. And then we're going to walk the hands forward like so. It's kind of, so the arms and the torso are kind of like in a downward dog position, right? But we're on the tip of our fingertips here. Then from here, draw the outside edges of the hips back, right? And lift the lower abdomen up and in, lower ribs in, and stretch the back of the neck towards the fingertips. And from here, we're going to walk the hands over to the right and drawing the inside edge of the left inner thigh back towards the back of the back of the mat, back of the blanket. Inhale it back to center, over to the other side. So the inner right thigh drawing back. So this is like being pulled back this way, right? Keeping the knees pointed forward. You could even think about bringing the right ribs down towards the left foot. Inhaling back to center and exhale here. Just resting the belly onto the thighs. And here, grabbing onto the elbows on the other side. So we grabbed onto one side when we folded forward first, and then I grab it. Grab the elbows the other way. So 8 more full breaths here. Release the hands. And then next, place your feet just a bit wider than your hips. Open the feet up. So we're going into a little squat here. Okay? And what I like doing is bringing my forearms here behind my knees and then squishing my forearms here. So this is, I find after folding forward for so long, I find that it's a little bit tight, right? So, and a little bit stiff. So I like just kind of releasing any tension in the backs of my legs here. So I kind of like, so it was right underneath my knees, and then I bring it down just in the middle of the calf here, and then move my hands around here, like so. Releasing any tension in the forearms as well, in the hands. You're not used to it. This feels awesome. Okay. All right. And if I'm going to release the hands back down. Et voila. Yeah. So this is what I do daily as my little exercise routine, right? So I find that when I can do this routine, I feel like if I don't have any extra time throughout the day to do any more exercise, I find that I feel complete when I get this done, and I usually do. So yeah, so anyways, yeah, namaste. Thanks for being here, and yeah, take care. Bye.